Hi guys and welcome. So today is Sunday, October 29th, and it's really overcast and cloudy here. I was waiting for the sun to come up. It's now 7:20 Central Time almost, and the sun still, it's dreary out there. So I have my OT light on. I didn't want to do the overhead lights because they give too much glare, so the OT light gives me only just a little bit of glare right here. So I think we'll be okay with today's video. All right, let's finish up using this Joy to You set. So now what I've gotten out is a piece of basic white card base, and then I'm going to layer this once we get to it. We're also going to use some basic white for a focal point. So let me grab that really quick. All right, so let's go ahead and show you what we're going to do today. Now, of course, this color combination, this just screams red and green for a color combination. And I haven't used the Artistic Mix decorative masks in a while. So we're going to go ahead and use those. We're going to use the two together, that can be used together, that I consider the closest thing to plaid. So we're going to grab out, not those pieces, we're going to grab out those two. And we're going to use our blending brushes. And let me see if I can find, where's my silicone mat? Is it over here? There it is. Let me go ahead and grab this just so the paper slips a little bit less. All right, so let's go ahead and make that background. I think I want to do the majority of it red, and then we'll do the green crossovers. So I like this because you don't really have to use tape. You can, but you don't have to. And I'm lining this up just so that bottom is right there with that. If you want to put a little bit of tape on there, you can. I'm not going to. I'm going to see how we can do without it. Now I got an assortment of reds and greens out. We have a lot of reds and greens at this time, so I think I'm going to do Poppy Parade and Old Olive for my backgrounds. So let's go ahead and grab Poppy Parade. Oh, looks like I have a piece of paper. Oh, maybe. All right. So I like actually dabbing off on my lid that I can reuse. And I'm going to hang on to the middle here. And I'm not going to do a true, I'm going to leave it kind of, it's not going to be solid all the way. For those of you who watched my video yesterday, ooh, sorry, that's a little bit loud. I just barely got all of the red and green ink off of my fingers from yesterday's video, so we'll see how it is today. And I didn't start off the card there, so we have a little bit of a red glob right there. All right, so there's that. Now, if you worry about cross-contamination with your colors, oh, my lid fell off with my baby wipes. So what you get when you buy cheap baby wipes. We can go ahead and take off any of that color that might bend from the mask. All right, and I have some on my finger now and my fingernails. Let me see if I can get that off. That might stay on. That might be left from yesterday too. All right, so now let's get our other one. And I want to line up those greens. So on this, I might tape this down. Let me see. Do I have my blue tape? Right, here we go. Because on this, you kind of want the green to stay in place. So let me go ahead. Let me get a little bit of that tackiness off. I'm gonna just put it on the underside here. I should close this up. That would be smart, right? And then I'm going to get this lined up exactly how I want it. That looks good like that. I'm going to go ahead and tear off some more and tape it down. All right, so let's make sure. My cardstock is right there. So I want to keep my mask down, but I don't want to go over where my cardstock is. So see where the cardstock is there? So I want to go ahead and go like this. That's not going to cover up the cardstock. Now I moved it a little bit. Sorry. I really want to keep those lines pretty straight with what I've already stenciled. There we go. And then we'll go over here and we'll go across here. All right, that should be good. I'm going to use my mini blending brush because my big one I've used a lot, like with Granny Apple and all that, and since this is a deeper color, this is a newer Old Olive pad, I just kind of want to make sure that I don't get any of that lighter color in there. Again, I'm not doing it really strong. I just want it to be that wisp of a feel. I didn't start off there, so that's going to be pretty strong there. All right, let's see what it looks like. Okay, I'm kind of happy with that. I kind of want a little more of the green down here on this row though. Now, depending on how you put it on there, you could have it so that it doesn't get as muddy brown as it did. But like I said, I'm okay with this. If you do want, now that you have that off, you can come across now. So all those places where it was white, it will now be green. Loud, sorry. There we go. Or you could have laid down your green base to begin with. Alright, I'm really kind of okay with that. It did muddy it up a bit, but what are you going to do? Alright, let's put that over to the side. It will take just a second. It should be pretty dry, but since we have so many layers on there, I just wanted to set it off to the side there, just so it will dry. I'll take these and I'll take either a baby wipe. You gotta be careful with them because if they're an intricate design, they could actually rip when you go across like this. Now I made a mess of my grid paper. That's all right. I don't think we'll transfer too much. And if I'm worried here, I think I have another one off here to the side. This one though is a little ripped up, so it'll probably move a little bit. One more stamping in that. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab out the stamp. I'm going to use this one. May your Christmas be merry. May your Christmas be merry and bright. All right, and what I'm going to do now, I got a full sheet of this, but I'm going to stamp it 4 times, one in each of the colors. That way, hopefully that's not too loud. Sorry. Let's go ahead on here. Stamp it with each color. Hopefully we'll be able fit them all on. If not, I'll just grab another piece. Get my chamois. All right, let's go to the other green, which is garden green. This is going to be really close. Let me see. Oh, not that close. It looked, because of the way the beveled edges, it looked like it was going to be a lot closer. Oh, my garden green might need a little bit, because that's not that different. You know what? Let's grab my snips really quick. Let me cut out, because this is the old olive. Don't they look a lot alike? All right, let's try this again with the garden green. So either my old olive pad is really off, or my garden green is really off. All right, yeah. I don't like that those aren't a little bit different. So, you know what, I'm gonna start again. I'm gonna get a full sheet of the white. So I wanna have room to cut out. Oh, shoot. I moved it in. All right, so this is my garden green. I'm going to stand up. Yeah, all right. I'm not using the garden green. Now look, it's even kind of blotchy. I don't think it's going to be any different if I use a piercing mat. Yep. Alright, let me clean this off. I just feel like something's going on with that T area, and I do have a little bit of a lip there. Let me grab out my Kai scissors really quick. Oh, where do I even have them? Here they are. Because I don't like how that's showing up there. It's like I'm getting a little bit of an edge there. All right. Yeah, we used to sell these with Stampin' Up, not anymore. Because we used to have to cut out our stamps completely. Now I just end up doing it with, because I like getting closer to that. So I'm going to try garden green one more time. So we know that this whole top row is going to be garden green. And it may be time for re-inking or a new pad. I'm going around the pad just in case. All right, that's my garden green. Maybe it's my old olive. You know what, I'm gonna clean it off. Because this is a new old olive. So I'm gonna get my old one, because I thought my old one was acting like it was time to be replaced. I buy the re-inkers, but I don't really re-ink my pads. I don't think I ever get it good. So here's my old olive. You can tell because I have the RGB code on there. So we're going to do that right below the garden green. See, that was my old one. That's why I got a new one, because I thought it wasn't looking that great. So here's my new one. Is it really that close, those grains? The cardstock is not, but maybe the stamping is. Yeah, see, there's something. This new old olive, I am not sure. I mean, I'm not saying that it's inked wrong, but maybe Stampin' Up when I got it, maybe it was different. All right, let me wipe off that spoon. All I've done is move the ink over a little bit. So let's try it one last time now that I moved the ink over. This is really going to turn out to be a very long video, guys. It's not supposed to be this long. All right, that looks better, but I don't like how my edge is there. I'll do one last one. I tend to stamp into my pad too heavy. There. All right, so now it looks like you can see the difference. So it was just overly inked. So moving that ink across, you can definitely see the change in the colors. Okay. All right, really guys, this wasn't gonna be that long of a video, but obviously now it is. All right. Get this clean off because now I'm gonna go to my reds. I don't wanna contaminate my reds in any way, so I wanna make sure I got all that ink off from the sides. Let's do a Poppy Parade. I have a little bit of fuzz right in the middle of that Poppy Parade. My work mouse fell down. Here's Poppy Parade. Ink on that. And let's clean that up and do real red. Gosh, I hope the sun decides to come out today. I think it says on Tuesday when the kids trick or treat. I think it said it's supposed to be, what is it? High of 40 that day. So when they trick or treat, it's going to be like freezing. Yeah, I'll have to look. You know how weather is, it changes. All right, and then here's my real red. I'm gonna do it again. I probably should have taken that there. That looks so much better. You can see how this is more of a, I say this is more of a brown red. This is more of like a yellowish red, but I'm not an art major like my daughter, so I don't know what to tell you. But maybe I should have taken that wet grid paper off from underneath, because that might be, you know, you can see how it's bubbling and waving. All right, so now here's what my plan was. Long story short, here we go. Let's go ahead and cut out those four. I'm going to use my cutter. That is very wet still. And I'm using this bar I'm getting so it's just barely above that word. Again, I'm going to come across here. Let me do it this way. We're going to make sure that just barely, see how the words in there? Then I'm going to bring it so I just barely don't see the words. That way I know I'm getting a straight cut, but I'm also getting a very, sorry, I was distracted. I had to turn the TV off because, you know, they have, everything's about, you know, Matthew Perry dying. So let's go ahead and line that up since I know that should be straight for the most part. There you go. And now, again, I'm going to put this on that straight line there. Make sure the words are just inside of that. There we go. So there's my real red one. Let's go up. I'm going to cut out the poppy parade like this and then line it up closer. Now my Stampin' Up! Guillotine, my little hostess one, it's what I usually would use, but since that was a hostess gift, or not a hostess gift, I'm sorry, it was a hosted incentive back when people signed up a while back, I tend not to use it too much because then people are like, where can I get that? And unfortunately you can't. Alright, so let's go first with getting this so it's lined up. So here's our words. See how the letters are showing through? I'm going to move it so they're just on that edge. So I know that it's somewhat straight with the words. Now we have a straight line. We can go ahead and kind of make sure that this looks about the same. Put that against that line. Make sure it looks like, yep, looks like it's pretty straight. None of my words are really showing through. That one is just a little bit, so let me just move it. Alright. Because what we're going to do is, and we're going to keep these in order, because if we don't, then it'll be a mess. Alright, this is what we figured out was my best old olive. So let me go ahead, get that. And what did we decide? We decided this was my best garden green. I'm just going to get close to there, just so it's easier to trim down. All right, so here's my 4 colors. Really, guys, this wasn't supposed to take this long. So sorry. This is probably why I don't do more videos than I already do, because I do so much with playing around and in my mind ranging and rearranging it. Alright, and here's the last one. Straight line, get that T just a little bit in there so it doesn't get cut off. All right, now here's where I will go ahead and use my, no, I'm not going to use my snips. I should use my snips, I'm not going to. But this is easier now because you'll put it against that line and you'll make sure you have your white in between there. So then you know there's no words being cut off. So here's the groove right there. When I look down, I don't see any letters. And yes, could I have done that from the start? Yes, I could have. But I find that when I do that, I'm more likely to make a little bit of a mistake. So I like having that smaller piece. Feels like I can control it a little bit more. Like I said, this is where I like using the guillotine because you just see it so much better. All right. And I have, sorry, I have those off here. So I'm just cutting out all those strips, lining them up, making sure in my track I don't see any letters, so I'm seeing only white in there. And if you're good with scissors, you will cut your time probably in half on this. Like I said, I am not good with scissors. I don't cut straight. I can draw a line and still not cut straight. So this is how I can control it and make it what I feel is Roxi straight, because we all know that Roxi straight and real straight is a lot different. You want to make sure also when you're doing this that your hands are not wet, because that can lead to a problem. I was seeing just a little bit of that U in my channel. Now I'm seeing a little bit of this Christmas. All right. I'm just using my snips to move it a little bit. Still see that U. Could also be because I'm wearing my glasses today, not my contacts. I'm always a little off when I have my glasses on because, of course, my contacts, I have monovision, so I have one contact that's strong for distance and then one that's weaker for close-up. So my brain automatically goes there. When I wear my glasses, of course, I'm dealing with the whole bifocal aspect, and it throws me off because I wear my contacts probably 95% of my life. Oops, moved it a little bit. Now this wasn't supposed to turn into an hour-long video, but we're probably getting there. All right, now we're at 27 minutes. You see a little bit of that Y from the May on there. That looks better. All right. Oh my Lord. Let me put this off to the side. All of this just to do this. So we're going to offset the red and the green. And do I want to offset the red and green? Yeah, let's make both of these 3.5 by 2.5. Sorry, and I'm over here on the side. Ooh. Cutting on top of my stamp case is probably not a good thing. All right, and this is 3.5. And usually cutting, I usually don't cut two pieces of cardstock at the same time because it really dulls your blades, but I did do that just now. All right, so let's go ahead. We have my words over here. All right, so let's go ahead and jumble these on either side like that. I think I like it like that. So let's go ahead and get the green glue. Again, green glue is good because you can adjust it for a few seconds. All right, so now we're going to go so we want one from each saying. So May or Christmas, maybe merry and bright. Again, that looks okay. Little green glue there. Oh, my hand was a little bit wet. Look, my R is kind of a little bit off. And of course, when you're using green glue, you have to be careful too, because if you get the green glue on your fingers, it will also smear your ink. Because remember, that is a dye-based ink, not pigment, so it is susceptible to water and moisture. All right, and let me get out my annual catalog. I have two different totes. I have one for annual catalog, and I have one that's just for the minis. And what I'm trying to find is just my good old rhinestones. Let's see. The iridescent might look good on that too, though. Let me see. I have like 9 million just basic rhinestones. Where are they? Are they on the bottom? Huh. That's weird. Oh, here we go. I was going to say, what the heck? Alright, so let's figure this out. Do I want the pearlized? Do I want the rhinestones? Or do I want the iridescent? I think I want the rhinestones. I really do. Grab my take your pick tool. Okay, so there you are. Now, of course, we'll have all of these. I'll make my 3 other cards. So I'm going to try to put these on my trimmer so that I can make those other 3 cards when we go off record. But I'm not going to torture you guys anymore with that, because I've kept you on long enough. Oh my gosh, half an hour. I am so sorry, guys. All right, so here we go. Here's the one we did just now. And still there's no sunshine, so sorry if the light is putting a weird glare on there. So there we have right there. Here I did this one with the shaving cream technique. That was my Color Me Crazy technique yesterday, where I take 2 different colors that usually don't go together. Now, of course, I use the red and green together, and they always go together, but usually there are little pairings that maybe you wouldn't think of. So I'll attach that, link that video in the description. Here's the other one I did. And this one, we did more of that, we colored with markers. So you're going to see that stamp pad, you get very much, let me let it focus, sorry. Stamp pad, you very much get that solid look. With markers, it's going to tend to be more of a watermark look. You're not going to get a strong, definite definition. Is that a word? Definite definition. And then here, of course, I went a little crazy. I used the Winter Meadow paper, the DSP. I did this. This I actually lined up the edge of the stamp and did all green, then all red. And then I used those enamel pearls that I dripped on there. And of course I went overboard. And then I didn't like all the space in between, so then I took my marker, took the garden green marker and drew lines in between those little dots. So yeah, this one went a little bit out of control, but it was a fun little way to use up some embellishments I haven't used in a while. Alright, so there you are, guys. All of these cards using Joy to You, which was the featured stamp set this week. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a great day, and sorry the video was so long. Give me a thumbs up, even though I kept you on here forever. Subscribe if you haven't already. Share me with your friends. Share this video with your friends. But most of all, have a great day and be safe in the upcoming week. Thanks a lot and take care. Bye for now.